It's a secret. And if I tell you my secret, it won't be a secret anymore. That's how that works, right? Yeah. Yeah. Let me get my microphone now. Had to do a little whisper on y'all. But the New York Jets decided we're going to have a secret practice or run through, and we're not going to tell anybody. We're not going to tell anybody, right? But how do we know then? How am I sitting here able to tell you about the Jets having a secret practice after their piss poor performance against the Giants? Some things are just not meant to be secret, I guess, right? Yeah. The media blew up the Lamar situation both times. Caitlin Clark is more injured than I think that was initially brought out, but we've learned today what it really is and the hopes going forward. We have the college football, and I'm going to say it every time. College football is so back. It's so back. It's so back. I'm so excited. So we have that to get into and so much more. It will be a shorter show though today because my lighting looks like trash. It looks like I went outside and roasted in the sun for 36 hours with no sunscreen and no type of bronzer on. So this will be a shorter show today. We're going to hop into all of the things that I want to talk about right after my introduction. I'm Des, and this is the Daily Dose with Des. Welcome back. Admit it. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it loud. Got you feeling so proud. This is how we do it now. Daily Dose with Des. Got you coming back for more. Okay. I'm just looking a little rough today. I don't know what's going on with my lighting. It was great yesterday. Now, what times before? So I don't know. We're going to just have to get into it. And my hair has to set. So that's why you can't see it today because I got some things to do tomorrow. Yeah. So we have a lot of things to get into. Like I said, it'll be a shorter show. I'm not going to hold you all too long. And I know I'd be lying. Every time I say it's not going to be a long show, it's normally a long show. I was on the other day, what was it, on Monday, for an hour. But you know what? Heck yeah, who cares? Whatever. On Saturday, though, because I am covering the MEX Swag Challenge, if I get up early enough, I'm going to do like a super long chit chat stream where I'm kind of like getting ready a little bit. And we're going to just like talk about some things I'm looking forward to. I'm going to do my pregame. What do I want to call it? Like my pregame preview so that I don't have to really worry about it when I get there. Because what tends to happen, especially when I'm working with my videographer, he has things that he needs to do, and then I have things that I want to do, and then sometimes we don't get it done. And then I be stressed and panicked and everything. And then I don't know exactly where I'm going to actually be because the last time, like for the Celebration Bowl, I was on the field. So I didn't really need or get to do the stand-ups and all of that. And y'all don't really care about all of that. But I'm just saying, Saturday, if I get up early enough, I'm going to do all those things because I have to drive I have to drive to get to Atlanta so that way I can be able to do the game. So tune in on Saturday. Yeah. I don't know why I was just about to say Friday. Tune in on Saturday. And we're going to do the thing. I want to learn how to stream some like games in here too so we can like start getting this community on going. But we're going to hop into the topics because I'm not going to keep y'all long today. Okay, let me move myself over this way. Boom, without taking you too much out of my live set. And I'm still out of it. So we're going to move here, right? With my horrible lighting. I'm so upset about this. I'm so upset about the lighting because this is not what I do. Like, even if I turn this lighting to, like, it's still not a difference. Okay, I just have to work it out. Another issue for another day. Daniel Jones has been named QB1 for week 1 for the Indianapolis Colts. And I'm not one to say I told y'all so and that I didn't see it coming, but I did call it. I did say that Anthony Richardson was going to have some issues with his job because the way that it was going, for them to feel like they needed to bring in some competition to begin with, should have already told you and let you know what type of time they was on. And from the beginning, I really was thinking like, really from last season, because last season I said when Anthony Richardson, he had injuries or whatever, but his whole time being there, from him being tired, from him taking himself out of the game, to being injured, to saying that playing in the NFL is much easier than college, and that's his opinion or whatever. But I just felt like he has so much going on that I feel like he hasn't just gotten the time to really focus on being the starting quarterback. That's all he needs to really do. I love that he said he just respect the decision. If they feel like he's better for the position, then that's what he got to do. He got to respect it. However, you need to respect yourself enough to know that this shouldn't even have happened, because it should have been first one in, last one out. Hard, like, I just feel like he has potential. I know a lot of people was like, he wasn't that good when he was at Florida, so I don't know why they thought that he was going to be the answer. And I know people are also saying like, oh, Daniel Jones ain't da 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 da. Listen, yes, Daniel Jones had a trash last season, and he was with the New York Giants. Okay, so they both was trash, to be honest. And at the end of the day, when he was removed from the quarterback position, the Giants was still trash. So was it his fault solely? Maybe not. Maybe DJ wasn't the issue over there. And a lot of people was in my comments today on my TikTok video. Y'all know I had time today. I had time today. Because the one thing that y'all going to stop doing is coming in my comments and thinking that I'm not going to have time one of these days to start responding back to y'all. Because y'all be behind fake accounts and all this stuff, talking all this stuff. And I hate that y'all come for me because I'm a girl. And y'all love to say that because I'm a girl, y'all discount me and say I don't know what I'm talking about. Or say that y'all don't know what I'm doing or whatever. Cut it. Cut the crap. I'm not one of them, okay? I'm not one of them. I'm not going to mistake the Barry Sanders jersey. I'm not going to say stupid things that just like doesn't even make sense. But I do give it to you in real talk, because at the end of the day, this is how I understand sports. So my community that I'm building is going to also understand sports from my perspective. But that's enough for my TED Talk and my rant. I'm going to go back to DJ and AR. And at the end of the day, yes, Daniel Jones was trash last season and partly trash the year before that or whatever. And he may be very mid. He still competed when he showed up in Indianapolis and did enough that the whole squad and team over there that makes the decisions decided that he was the better decision. So no matter what y'all say or how y'all feel, the organization felt that he was the better asset, or as y'all like to call it, liability. At the end of the day, if you continue to do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always gotten. And that's just insanity, right? So if I'm the coach from looking at it from this perspective, well, if I give Daniel Jones a chance, the least or the worst thing that he can do is tank. And then it'd be trash. And we're going to have a bad season, or we're going to suck, right? So if the worst that we can do is suck, and we already sucked, and then we have to put AR in and hope that he doesn't suck and hope that he's ready now. Yeah. Is it a win-win or a lose-lose? Or is it a win-loss? What is it? Let me know. So I think that they felt as though he was the better option. And like I said on my previous video, my last live stream, I knew that AR was going to have issues with that job. When I watched that preseason game and Daniel Jones did really good down there, marching down the field and being in the red zone, that's what they want to see. That's the productivity that they want to see, no matter if it's going to, I mean, it should matter, but that's what they want to see when they say they're putting competition in the room with you. AR should have strapped it on and got super serious. This your job, big dog. So I said what I said. I called it, and that's that on that. I'm not shocked about it. There's nothing shocking about it. There's nothing shocking about it. If you've actually been watching their games and keeping up, because a lot of y'all just like NFL, and a lot of y'all just watch your favorite teams. A lot of y'all just will see a couple stats and think that you know everything. But if you're actually watching the games, you would have known that this was already going to happen. This is not a surprise. Not a surprise. Like I said, Joe Flacco getting named quarterback was not a surprise. Yeah, but let a man say that. Let a man say that. And y'all can be like, yeah, you right, bro. Yeah, you right, bro. Yeah. Well, how about you say, yeah, you right, sis. I'm with you when you right. Anyway. Anywho, moving on. Lamar. Now, earlier in the week, or last week, Lamar was in the media and it was going through a frenzy because he retweeted a tweet from Charlie Kirk. I believe that's how you say his name, Charlie Kirk, the conservative, and really all, or you could say he's a conservative or a Republican. I do not want you to confuse the two necessarily, but this is not a political podcast. Okay. But he retweeted a tweet and it said, it's all about Jesus. And the people went crazy. I'm gonna go retweet it because if it's all about, why are we mad that he's retweeting a tweet that says it's all about Jesus? Y'all don't like Jesus? Like what? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I could see if it was something political. I can see if it was something that was just like out there. I can see if it was anything else. Anything else. Y'all are mad that he retweeted a tweet about Jesus. If you don't believe in Jesus or you don't believe in God, that's okay. But why are you mad at somebody else? Are you really just mad because you do not like to see Black people being conservative and or Republicans? Is that what it really is? Because you've been programmed so much, and again, I'm not getting political, but this is about our programming, especially as Black people. You've been programmed so much to absolutely hate the other side that you can't fathom that somebody else who also maybe look like you is that they think different than you, they believe different than you, that maybe you don't believe in God or you don't think it's all about Jesus, but maybe he does and you're attacking him for that. That you can never make me understand because I don't understand it. You don't have to agree with everyone. You don't have to agree with everyone, but to attack somebody and to say all these harsh things and then you want to say nasty things about him for what? Because you don't agree with what he agrees with. So that means another person doesn't agree with what you agree with, they are now supposed to throw insults at you, call you out of your name and all that. Like, come on, y'all. We got to do better. We got to do better. Period. Just period. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. The other thing, though, it was stated earlier today, the media must have had a slow news day or something because they were like, oh, Lamar Jackson is injured. And then, reading is fundamental. And they know a lot of people don't read. They know a lot of people do not read. So if you literally just go and you see a post, literally, if the graphic says something or the graphic is supposed to lead you into reading the caption, more times than that, y'all not going to read the caption. As many people as I argue with back and forth because y'all not reading the caption, right? You read the caption and down in the caption it says that he was injured, but he left with the training staff. He came and it was about somebody stepping on his foot. So somebody stepped on his foot in practice. He left to make sure it was good, and automatically a post went up and said, he's injured. And you're going to scare people and give the Ravens fans a heart attack by saying that he was injured when it was really somebody just stepped on his foot. And if you ever had your foot stepped on with somebody who's wearing cleats, you already know how that pain feels. I know how that pain feels because I used to play soccer in middle school, and we used to always have, like, our ankles used to get stepped on, our feet used to get stepped on. Hell, if you didn't wear shin guards that day and you got kicked in the shin, baby, your whole day is ruined. Okay, your whole day is ruined. So he got stepped on. He's okay. He's fine. They blew it out of proportion. That's that. Lamar Jackson is still going to be out there doing the Lamar things. Okay? Don't let the media work y'all up. And if y'all couldn't see this by this one simple thing of how the media will work you up to get a reaction out of you when it's really not what it is, I really hope that y'all be learning. Because I be saying the same thing to y'all all the time and y'all don't be listening. Y'all don't be listening. Kind of tease me off. Makes me feel like y'all not listening because I'm a girl. But anyway, I started the video by saying it was a secret. It's a secret. The Jets had a secret practice with just their head coach. There was no other coaches out there. It was player led. And it was supposed to be a secret. But we found out today that they had their practice. And it was hush hush. You know? The Jets can't keep secrets. Right? But it's not as big of a deal as you think. They had a practice because their coach did not like the way that they played against the Giants. He said, oh no, we getting out there. Now, granted, the practice may have been already pre-scheduled on all of that, so really wasn't a surprise to them. It was kind of a surprise, but not really a surprise. Like, why does it really matter? But they didn't have any media out there. They didn't have any assistant coaches out there. It was just the players running their groups, and it was Justin Fields. I thought I was saying his name wrong. It's really Justin Fields out there leading the offense and really doing it. They called it a walkthrough because it wasn't like, I guess, a full on practice, but they were out there and really leading each other and getting to see that. A lot of players came out and was saying, like, we've never done this before, we've never had a practice without a coach, and they loved it because they were able to lead each other and really be hands-on in what they do. Because when you think about it, yes, the coaches are out there on the sidelines or up in the booth calling the plays or whatever. But really, when you're on the field, you have to be able to trust each other one for one. You have to be able to trust each other. It's only y'all out there on the field. The coaches are not out there on the field. The coaches don't necessarily see everything, and your leaders need to be respected enough by you to continue to listen to you, to have that trust within you, to play with you. So I think it was pretty good. I don't see what or why it was an issue. I definitely think that maybe more teams are doing it. Maybe more teams are having player-led private practices or secret practices that we don't really know about. But this is the chance to get to see what you all are doing. And the reason that they had it seriously was because the coach really wanted to be a player-led team. And this is not something that I haven't heard before. I've sat down with plenty of coaches that say this needs to be a player-led team. The players need to be able to be the leaders on the team to make things happen. So your captains need to be able to lead you on and off the field. Justin needs to be able to lead everybody, and he needs to have their confidence. He needs to have their trust when he's out there on the field. So I think it was a good thing. I don't know why it was such a big secret. I don't know. I guess they just didn't want any extra distractions from media, but you can't just cut the media off. I mean, I don't like it. It didn't make sense to me why it was such a secret. But everybody has their own things and why they do things. All right, last week of preseason. Some people are ecstatic. They cannot wait. They're like, yes, end the preseason so we can get on with it. And I understand. Trust me, I do. It's like we got, it's time for the regular season. We're ready for Sundays. The only thing I don't really like is that preseason be on. It just confuses me. It's on not Sunday. It's on Friday. They got games on Saturday. It's like a lot. They had the Monday game, so it's just a lot. I'm like, listen, I can't keep up with all this. But for our week 3, the schedule is as follows. Don't ever say I never loved y'all and told y'all nothing. Now, Thursday, which is tomorrow, it will be the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Carolina Panthers at 7. At 8, it is the New England Patriots at the New York Giants. New England looks so good. They look so good. I hope a lot of them players make that roster. Friday, we have the Philadelphia Eagles at the New York Jets at 7:30. At 8 o'clock, you have the Minnesota Vikings at the Tennessee Titans. At 8 o'clock, it's a doubleheader. You have Atlanta Falcons at Dallas Cowboys. That's going to be a really good game. Falcons and Cowboys. In terms of fan experience, I feel like I've been to Dallas. I've been to AT&T Stadium, and it is one of the best stadiums that I've been in. And one of the best in terms of like fan experience. I took my mom. She's a Dallas Cowboy fan. And I took her to a game once because I want her to have that experience of being in Dallas, because I was hoping that she'd get the same um, like excitement and just I feel like I'm right at home when I go to Pittsburgh. And I wanted her to have that experience because she had never been. And I'm like, you've been a Cowboys fan like all your life. How could you have never been? How could you have never been? So I took her. And I think every person that is actually a Cowboys fan that actually goes, no matter if it's preseason or regular season, heck, if they ever get to the playoffs, it's always a great experience. I would want to work there because it's such a great experience. The Raiders are the same way. I had an amazing time when I went to the Pro Bowl, and it wasn't even a Raiders game. It was a Pro Bowl, and it was amazing. Like hands down, amazing experience. So that's gonna be a good game. Then at 8:20, you have the Chicago Bears at the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City is another place I want to go and experience it as a fan, just to see those experiences. I actually want to go to all of the stadiums and really like rank their fan experience. I know that's gonna take a lot. Oh, it's gonna take a lot, but maybe I can get me a sponsor that'll like sponsor me to go to these different places and talk about these experiences because I really want to go. Saturday football is on all day. So if you don't want to do anything on Saturday, I mean, you should be starting to get ready for college football. The Me Expect Challenge is on Saturday as well. Atlanta has a lot of things going on. But if you're at home and you are not into any of those other things, you have football all day starting at noon. You have the Baltimore Ravens at the Washington Commanders. Always a big game, Battle of the Beltway. Huge game. Huge game. The Ravens and the Commanders always chef's kiss. And now the Commanders are actually as good as the Ravens, regardless if it's preseason or not. The last couple years, the Ravens, so in my opinion, because y'all like to attack me sometime, but the Ravens have been the better team outright, and they still kind of are. They still don't okay. Outright, they've been the better team. So I feel like that game was like wishy-washy. But now Washington has some contenders over there. So the Ravens and the Commanders, always an emotional driven game. Not emotional in a bad way, but emotional driven game. I think it's going to be really, really good. Then you have like 1, 2, 3. Is it 4 1 o'clock games? So you have the Indianapolis Colts. I can never say that word, just like I can't say Cleveland Cavaliers for some reason. Oh, I said this time. But the Indianapolis Colts at the Cincinnati Bengals, Los Angeles Rams at the Cleveland Browns, Houston Texans at Detroit Lions, Denver Broncos at New Orleans Saints. That's going to be a good one. Sean Payton is going home, and I feel like that every time he goes into New Orleans or that has that opportunity, anytime that happens, it's always going to be a thing. New Orleans Saints loved Sean Payton from my understanding. So I think, again, that's going to be another emotion-driven game. It sucks that it's coming on right after the Ravens, but it is what it is. I think he's going to get a nice warm welcome for sure. 4 o'clock, you have the Seattle Seahawks and the Green Bay Packers. You have 7 o'clock, the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Miami Dolphins. 7:30, you have Buffalo Bills at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 8:30, you have Los Angeles Chargers at the San Francisco 49ers. And then at 10 p.m. to round out your nights, you have the Las Vegas Raiders at the Arizona Cardinals. Now, that would have been a good game. However, from what I saw with the Cardinals last week, trash. Not a good game to watch. If you want to see Ashton Genty tear up the field, then you want to watch it. But I'm disappointed there. I would have rather watched the Chargers than the 49ers at 10 or something. Like, booty game. But that's your schedule for week 3. And then we're going to be knocking it in to go to week 1. I'm so excited. Hey, I'm so excited. But there you have it. All right, moving on. I'm going to move on to the next boring thing that y'all probably say is boring, but not so much. I got a comment that says, hold on. I love when y'all comment. Y'all make me so happy. As a Pats fan, I'm so ready to face the Raiders. I'm not a player. I'm a fan. You know what? I feel like, I don't know. That would have been a really good preseason game. I feel like the Patriots are going to be a little better than it was last year, last season. Um, they're gonna have to control that Ashton Genty because I know they're gonna use it. I know they have already designed a piece of that offense for Ashton Genty, and I just feel like, can the Patriots do it? Yes, they can. They look so good. Currently in this preseason, I'm like, okay, this is the Patriots I'm used to, and I know it. Again, I say this every time I talk about preseason. People say, "I'm preseason." I'm like, these are going to be people on the team. Okay, these are going to be people that make the team, or they're going to make another team. Okay, so you need to be excited about the players that you see that could possibly be members of your team. Okay, and the Patriots, not a fan, but they looked good to me. I think they looked super good, super duper good, so good. So thank you for that comment for sure because I feel like, ooh, I feel like if you're a Patriots fan, I feel like you kind of get. I feel like you kind of get like a breath of fresh air in a way, like, ah. Oh, maybe the Patriots are back. Maybe the Patriots are getting back to winning. I don't know. And again, I know it's only preseason, but it kind of gives you like a, okay, this is looking kind of, the only teams that don't ever have to really worry about your team losing in preseason, you get a little worried, is really like the Chiefs, probably the Eagles, heck, the Ravens. Ugh, I hate every time I have to say that, but and the Denver Broncos are going to be really good this year too. I think those are only teams though you don't have to really worry about if they just look trash in the preseason because like the Kansas City Chiefs last year lost all the preseason games and they went to the Super Bowl. So I mean, there's that. Okay, as long as we land catch a fuck from Auburn for that. I mean that right there, that's gonna be. Do you think that you guys draft really well? Do you think that you guys draft really well? Because if y'all don't draft well, you're not gonna get the player you want. But if you draft well, you might get the player that you want. I'm just saying. Losing for a long time, we need to regain the evil empire mantra back. Yeah, you do. You guys have like I say, when I think about teams that just have suffered for so long. You suffer for so long. Like that's why I'm wearing my Knicks shirt today because I'm gonna rep it every chance I get. But when your team loses for so long and you're like, oh my gosh, when we gonna start winning? I want to start winning. Can we win? Like, can we just win a little bit? And the Patriots was on a dynasty. Like people hated them. Now the Kansas City Chiefs are like the Patriots, and people hated them. And now it's like, can we at least come back a little bit? Can we be just competitive? Can we just go back to being competitive? That's all we asking for. Trust me, I feel it. I'm so waiting for Pittsburgh to get there. I've been there. I'm waiting for them to catch up. Catch up for me. Jeez Louise. Okay. Because I'm just gonna be here chit-chatting, talking all night. All right. WNBA playoff current standings. So the end of the season is September 11th. The beginning of the playoffs is September 14th, and they will go into October until they're finished. This only sucks for the WNBA, in my opinion, and I've said this to quite a few people, is that their season drags into football season and then drags into college football season and then drags right until NBA starts. And I know it's kind of hard to figure out, well, where would they go? How do they fit in? And their season isn't super long of how NBA is in, so you kind of get to switch your time between NFL and NBA, or if you just want to watch NFL till it ends in January or in December when your team either makes it or not. Like if your team doesn't make it, you could then swap over to NBA, which some people don't like NBA. And MLB starts and even hockey starts at those later months and moves into the next year. So the WNBA kind of has a really short end of the stick of they have to be put in there, and their season isn't that long. So it's like, I think their viewership kind of tanks a little bit, not a whole lot. I think kind of tanks a little bit because there's also so many other sports going on. October, you literally have NFL, NBA, NHL, and then you have, no, I think MLB I don't think MLB will be around then. They'll be getting ready to go back, so they'll be starting up the MLB stuff. But you have three sports, including the WNBA for their playoffs and stuff. So it's really hard for them to like get in there and get the eyes and the viewerships on there, because I believe most people that are just sports fans in general, they like more than one sport. And if you're a football fan, football tends to take the cake every time. And I know I'm speaking for myself, football tends to take the cake every time. If a football game is on, I'm going to watch football before I watch basketball anytime. The only time that football doesn't trump anything is when it's NHL, because I love hockey girly over here. So that is the only thing where it's like if it's a thing. But they do TV scheduling pretty well, so they have a nice even balance. So I just feel like the WNBA kind of falters, especially in their postseason. But currently, the standings are number one, the Minnesota Lynx. They are 28-5. And this article was created 8 hours ago. So if you got a problem with the stats, uh, talk to CBS Sports. Okay. Now, they have already clinched their playoff spot, being number one. Number two, you have the New York Liberty. They are 22-13. Number three, you have the Atlanta Dream, 23-13. You have number four, the Phoenix Mercury. They're 21-13. Las Vegas Aces, 24-14. The Indianapolis. The Indiana Fever are 19-16. The Golden State Valkyrie is 18-17. Seattle Storm, 18-18. You have the Los Angeles Sparks, 16-18. The Washington Mystics, 16-19. Dallas Wings, 9-26. Ooh. Chicago Sky, 8-26. The Connecticut Sun, 7-27. They've been eliminated altogether. The Sun. That's not usual for the Sun. The Sun for the past years have been in top three conversations. So that's very, it's very different to see that. It's kind of like the Connecticut Sun and the Atlanta Dream kind of switch places, because the Atlanta Dream was pretty down there the past previous seasons. I think the Chicago Sky has potential, and they just need to kind of like work out some kinks being all the way down there. But only winning 8 games is ooh. Yeah, but that's it. So if the playoffs were to start today, it's looking like the Minnesota Lynx would be your top dog. They are the top dog, but I just feel like I feel like the Atlanta Dream with BG is going to surprise people in the playoffs. And the Las Vegas Aces, I feel like they are a good competitive team and they do well in the postseason. So I feel like they are not going to stay at number five per se. But even if they do stay at that fifth rank in the playoffs, I think they're going to crank it up a notch. They're going to turn it up. You got too many people over there to not turn it up. Yes, players have left, but their main players in their core are super competitive, especially in the postseason. So I think I think some of these teams are gonna get turned around a little bit by the time we get to September the 14th. Still have some weeks to go, but currently that's the standing. And I say that the Indiana Fever are 19-16 because, as you guys know, Caitlin Clark has been out on injury. She's only played 13 games this season. So only had 13 games to really show herself. She has been nursing an injury, an ankle, and then she has a bone bruise. At article, speaking too fast, she has a bone bruise, and the articles came out today and said that it's really just like day by day with her, and just making sure that she gets there, gets healthy, and gets back to where they need her to be. They're hoping that she is going to be ready by time the end of the season kind of rolls around, to really help them project themselves higher into the playoff bracket, playoff postseason. They really need her, and I think that it's tough when this is your star and you guys have put the team on her back so much, and you've kind of built the team around her, which again, not a problem that you've done that. It's expected, right? But when she goes down, somebody else on the team has to be able to step it up. I mean, Aaliyah Boston and stuff. So like, I think, and they've they've moved some players around a lot too from other teams and things. So I think they just need to get their footing back. I know it's kind of hard when you're missing your star and really getting to it. I know, like, when Brianna Stewart went down for New York, it was really time for Sabrina to really step in and really step up and do her thing. And she's been doing her thing. When she plays well, the Liberty wins. So I understand of having your star and this being the centerfold of your team, but somebody else has to come in and really, like, now shoulder the team for while she's out, so that way you can go ahead and start getting those wins and move yourself up in this standing. Because no, they're not super low, but they aren't super high either. Like, I feel like, I mean, they're in the top 10. There's not that many teams in the WNBA anyway, but I feel like being in that top 4 is really that sweet spot and really where you want to be. So if they can, I mean, I don't really see it happening right now unless, Clark comes back in the next week or so, but there's no real timetable on her return, and they're not rushing it. They want it to be as smooth as possible. They want it to be as best as possible. They want her to be as healed as possible, because they want her to be able to go into the postseason healthy and strong, so that way they can try to, like, shake it up a bit. But our girl is still out. She had a bone bruise, you know, so we're just hoping that she can get herself back there. She's rehabbing it as best as she can, especially, like I said, rehabbing that ankle, and they're just trying to get her back for the postseason. So yeah, postseason Clark. I want to see that postseason Clark, because postseason Clark in college was something to look out for. So I already know postseason Clark is going to be something to look out for within the WNBA. So, we'll see. We'll see if she's able to come back for playoffs, and I'm pretty sure she wants to come back. She want to play now. If she could, she would. If she could play right now, she probably would, because that's just the type of competitor that she is. So I feel like if they say, okay, we got something for your ankle, and you can go out and play right now, she will definitely go out and play right now, because that's just the competitor in her and how well she wants to do in the league. And I think that her not being able to play is probably the best thing for her to get healed as best as she could. So that's just my 2 cents on it. Anyway, we're gonna move on. I only got 2 more topics left, y'all. Only got 2 more topics left. I'm at 37 minutes. Let me go ahead and speed this up. I said it was gonna be short today. Moving on to college football, because it is so back. It is so back. It is so back. It is here. I know I get excited about it. I'm super excited every time every time I talk about it. But I thought this was a cool graphic. I saw this on the internet, on Nicki Minaj's Crash Out internet. And like I say, I'm a barb, so I can say that. She be crashing out for real good reasons, though, okay? All right. Now, these were the rankings for the best matchups of week 0 of 1. Right? As you see at the top, we have Texas and Ohio State. That right there is the most ranked, highest anticipated game according to this chart. If y'all don't agree with me, y'all can tell me in the chat. Tell me in the comments if you feel like this is right. If you're looking at this, you're looking at all the games up here. If you feel like this is right, tell me it's right. If you feel like it's wrong, tell me in the comments too if you think that it's wrong, or what team or what game you think is so going to be at the top. I do think that the latter half, the TCU and UNC, I think that the Bill Belichick media and trying to get him press and all that, and having the girlfriend always creating some type of narratives, I don't think that it really worked as much as they thought it was going to work out. And I think people are just really not super duper interested in Bill Belichick. Those who like Bill Belichick and love him and respect him and everything, they want to see it. They want to be a part of it and all that stuff, but it's not as roaring through college football as we think, or as many would have thought. That's just my 2 cents on it there. Utah, UCLA, Eastern Carolina, and NC State. This is a high-level North Carolina game. The North Carolinians are excited about this game. Everybody else is like, So I think the bottom three are correct. Syracuse and Tennessee, I can give it, but the only reason why I say I think it could be a little higher is because they are a part of that doubleheader for the Aflac kickoff. So I think it's in Atlanta. They're bringing press to it and everything. So I think it could be a little higher than what it is, but I wouldn't put it in the top three. Like, I mean, Iowa State and K State. I'm not. I'm not super excited about it. Is it going to be a good matchup? Yeah, it'll be a good matchup. I think if we're ranking it from how good is the matchup going to be, yes, yes. I'm not excited about it though. I won't be watching that one. Okay. Clemson, LSU. I feel like they've been hyping this game up and saying how it's going to be so great since I think it's like the beginning of the year. You know, you get that ACC, SEC head to head. Like, I love the SEC, ACC basketball challenge that they do. Love it. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. They need to do more of that. Notre Dame and Miami. I guess because you got the Georgia quarterback that's there at the U now. Notre Dame is just no. Okay, I guess. Alabama, FSU. I think this one right here, Carolina and Virginia Tech. I understand why it's lower. I think that if we're looking at competitiveness, maybe not so much, but you have a lot of Gamecock fans that felt as though they got, done over in the playoffs. So I feel like that fan base is really going to show up and show out. But yeah, that's it. Baylor, Auburn, cool. Colorado, GT, cool. So what do we think about this? Let me know. The ranks are the ranks. I didn't make them. I just seen the graphic and wanted to talk about it. But let me know what you think. I'm open to your commentary as long as it's respectful. All right. So last topic, and then I'm running up out of here. What time we at? 41 minutes? Okay. Last topic was something that came across my screen. So you mean to tell me had to do a moment of silence. But you mean to tell me that I'm going to see Tank and Paul before I see Tank and Roach? Is that what you're telling me? Clearly, it's a money game because they're not even in the same weight class. They say, and they're calling it an exhibition, so kind of like a preseason. Don't really, it ain't gonna count for nothing technical, but it'll be, the bragging rights. And Jake Paul is known to doing these things. Mike Tyson, he's known for doing it. Okay, if he is going to do something, definitely money is going to be where he resides. The money gotta reside for him to do it. Okay, ching ching, ching ching. That's why Mike Tyson was like, "I'm gonna do it," because there was money, right? But it's just like, is this what we wanted? Is this what we wanted? I don't know. I found an article, though, that says Paul's promotional company, Most Valuable Promotions, and Netflix announced the highly unusual matchup. Even they know. They know. It's unusual. Netflix will stream the fight worldwide to its more than 300 million subscribers. The 30-year-old Davis, 30-0-1, I say 0, 30-0-1, 28 knockouts, a 3-division world champion, would be the first star. You hear what I'm saying? Would be the first star near his prime. Let me add that because Mike Tyson is a star. The first star in his prime to face Paul. Paul is 12-1 with 7 KOs. The online celebrity who has become one of the world's highest paying combat sports athletes, despite never fighting an elite boxer, say he want to fight. That's what he said. Okay. They did not. So even though everywhere keeps saying this an exhibition, they're saying that Netflix and Nakisa, which is Paul's business partner, did not refer to the fight as an exhibition, but it's unclear of how Georgia officials will allow the matchup to be held as a competitive bout, given that the fighters have a dramatic difference in size and experience. So they can't. They're trying to say it's just not an it's not. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, because again, y'all don't even weigh the same. Y'all not even in the same weight class. Your experiences are mad different. Like, obviously, that the money is going to be there. Obviously, that people are going to watch. Obviously, the people in Atlanta is going to show up and show out. Hell, I need to get up in there. How much is the tickets going to cost? Where is it going to be held at? What's the ticket price? What's the ticket price? Because people are going to show up. People are going to show up. People are going to go, even though this is absolutely ridiculous and unusual. Like, as they said it was unusual. It's unusual as hell. Come on. What are we doing? What are we doing? Right? What are we doing? What are we doing? Tag, what are we doing? What are we doing? I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. I didn't expect to see this. But they say money talks. Money talks, BS walks. So I guess the money was right. And he was like, yeah. Jake Paul is always looking for something to get his name out, something to stir up the media, something to rage bait, something to put himself out there. He's really, really good at marketing. He's like a marketing genius. I've said it before. So him and his brother. So anything that has the money assigned to it, he gonna do it. And it's his company and Netflix. So he was able to sell it to Netflix. And of course, Netflix is going to have parts in it because Netflix knows that the money is there. So, it's going to be a very unusual fight night. I want to know more details about, what's it going to be. I'm going to slide myself in Atlanta probably. But it says Paul typically weighs more than 200 pounds in the ring, while Davis is a 135-pound champion who has never fought above 140 pounds. The fighters did not announce a contract weight or the number of rounds in their planned bout. Moving on to the bottom of this, it says the fight would mark a return to Netflix for the 28-year-old Paul, whose victory last November over the 58-year-old Mike Tyson drew an estimate of 108 million viewers globally. It probably would have been more, but Netflix was buffering and all that. It was not that great. It was not that great. I still had Netflix at the time. And I was trying to watch it, and it disappointed me. So it probably would have more viewers than that. I mean, a lot of people also did not want to see Paul versus Tyson. Like, that's just not what they wanted to see, So, I mean, a lot of people went and supported the GOAT, Mike Tyson, because it's just the respect that they have for him, not because they knew that he was going to win that fight. Let's keep it a bean. So it says that he just felt as though he wanted to basically fight somebody else. Paul is a cruiserweight, and yeah, Davis is what, a lightweight. So this shall be something. This article from the AP News says it'll be on November the 14th, but on this graphic it says November the 15th. So it'll be one of those dates, 14th or the 15th. And it's going to be at State Farm Arena. Let me see what day of the week is that. Okay, the 14th is a Friday, and on this thing it says that it's November 15th on a Saturday. I think that's going to depend on the basketball schedule. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people were expecting to see Tank come out with his next fight being Roach. I don't think that they expected this. So a lot of the people are, saying that he is, running away, hiding out or whatever. So I don't know, y'all. I just feel like I just wasn't expecting this of all things. this. This was a shocker and surprise for me, and that's the reason why I was last on the topic. So yeah, we are done for tonight. I kept it a little short. I'm at 50 minutes, so I'm about to get off of here. You already know. Thank you guys for tuning in with me. Thank you guys for watching. I love, 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 love y'all down. Please keep subscribing to YouTube. We're almost at the targeted goal. We're doing little by little, piece by piece. So please subscribe to YouTube. Put your bell notifications on so you can get when I'm going on live. Most of the time I'm on live at 9 p.m. because I'm a late. I like to be up late. So I'm on here at 9 p.m. And make sure you're following on the other social media platforms. Some platforms have more and different content. Something is a little bit more exclusive. My TikTok content, I do more of like the dailies and things. I do different content over there. And Instagram gets more of the really news based or whatever. Please subscribe to the very free digital newspaper called the Playmakers Press. And you can type in prettygirlsmedia.com and you can click at the top where it says newspaper, scroll to the bottom, just put in your email address. I do not need any of your other information besides your email. Put in your email address, subscribe to that free newspaper. Now that football season's here, it's going to be coming out every week. Again, it's free, and I will send it directly to your email so you don't have to worry about finding it or reading it other places. Please, please, please subscribe to that newspaper. It would mean the most to me. And if you ever want to donate to the cause, be a sponsor of how I'm getting places, because I'll be dipping and doing and driving and flying all the different places. Yeah, if you want to do that, please, you can send it to PayPal or Zelle at thedesirella@gmail.com, or you can send to the Cash App. It's over here. The Cash App down there is Pretty Girl Des B. You can't really see that. I'm going to change that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. I love you all so much. And I will see y'all if I don't get on here early tomorrow, because I'm working tomorrow night. I'm working the preseason game tomorrow night, so I will not see y'all unless I get on here early. But 2 ups, 2 downs. Love y'all real bad. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.